Welcome to the Female Finance Collective, where we encourage women to have open and honest conversations about all things money. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about decluttering your finances. We can all end up with a lot of financial noise in our lives, and doing this process of decluttering can help you to stop overthinking and just help you feel like your finances are organized and you've got control over them. Sybil, do you want to share? We've got three tips to share. We're each going to share one, and we'll kick it off with Sybil.
Sure. Yeah. The first thing that is good to do when you're decluttering your finances is to look at which expenses are reoccurring and what your fixed expenses are. So what I mean by that is reoccurring means you pay it every single month or every single year sometimes or quarterly, but you have an expense that occurs over and over again. So getting control of what those expenses are, making sure you haven't signed up for Prime 3 times, for example, on accident, right? Getting control of your reoccurring expenses and then also your fixed expenses. So things like your mortgage or your rent payment or your car payment or grocery bills can be fairly fixed if you are budgeting and planning. Um, Thinking about those expenses and decluttering them, understanding where they are, have them clearly, whether you use a digital spreadsheet, an app, or manual paper tracking, looking at those expenses and getting them cleared up, canceling the ones you don't want anymore, get them all on one spreadsheet, that kind of thing really helps a lot because those are your needs and wants, and you may want to keep them, you may want to change them, but understanding that number is a great thing to do to declutter your finances.
So, my idea for decluttering finances is to embrace technology. So, if you're still receiving mailed paper statements and you never open them, this might be a great place to start. I'm Canadian, and some of our financial institutions actually charge you if you're receiving a mailed paper statement. So, it can be a good prompt to switch to electronic, keeping in mind that you've got to look at your statement, the online statement, and look at your transactions from time to time to make sure that there's no errors or fraudulent charges or things like that. The other way to embrace technology is to set up automated bill payments. You're definitely making your finances easier. You're decluttering the amount of time that you need to spend on financial tasks. You can do this for bill payments. You can also do this for the savings that you have, so setting up monthly contributions. And the third way to embrace technology is to keep good records. So having even a Google document where you write down some of the financial tasks that you do over and over again or important records is just really helpful so that you're not having to hunt down a piece of paper when you need particular information. So electronic records are nice because you can search a keyword and find the information, in seconds.
I love an electronic record because it just takes up so much less space, right? Make sure you back those up if you are going to have them electronic. You don't need like do them online like a Google Doc so it's safe. If you save it as a hard copy on your desktop and your computer crashes, that's going to feel real sad. So make sure that you've got that all like backed up and in safe places. But I think that's a great way to do it. However, if you are someone who embraces paper and really likes to like have it in your hand so you know it and you can see it and that feels better to you, then you really need to have one place in your house where you keep all of your financial information. Whether you have a little filing cabinet tucked away in a corner or one of those, like I have these cute, they're pretty hanging files. They're like little boxes that are metal and they're really pretty. And you can put hanging files in them. And then you could just put a little tab for each category. Every time you get a paper in the mail or an email, if you want to print it so it doesn't get lost, it drops right into those hanging files. if that feels like too much to you, then get a plastic tub or an old shoebox that holds papers and just pile them all in there. Make sure that all of your financial documents are in one place. It will be so much less stressful when tax time comes around, or if any sort of financial question comes up, you will know exactly where everything is. You won't be running around like, oh, I have a mail basket over here where some stuff is, and oh, I've put some things in my desk drawer. Oh, that's right. I also have some things at work that like just be committed to putting it all in one place, whether it is on your computer or printed out hard copies. It will feel so much less stressful. I remember when I used to have things in 2 or 3 different places, and then I would need something and I'd start to panic because I'd be like, oh no, what if I can't find it? And now I'm pretty good about putting everything in one place. So I can find it when I need it. It is much less stressful.
Yeah, I love the idea of doing that online too in our like Google Drive. So I'm really working hard before the new year to put all of my personal stuff in one folder on my Google Drive, personal Google Drive, and all my business stuff, and those folders on those Google Drives. So it's absolutely applicable online and offline. So today we talked about 3 ways you can declutter your finances. Think about your First one was thinking about your reoccurring and fixed expenses. The second one was to embrace technology. And the third one is to create one place to house your finances. And decluttering opens up brain space and lessens overwhelm. So we highly, highly recommend you trying out these tips. Let us know below if you do one of these 3 things, or you have your own tip to contribute to how you declutter your finances. We would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to like and follow our podcast. You can find us on Instagram at femalefinance.collective, and at YouTube and other places, just Female Finance Collective. And as always, keep in touch with us. Let us know. Comment below and send your questions, topics this way. And we look forward to chatting next.